Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for participating in the behind the scenes of the School of Business and Economics web session. We are so excited to spend the next hour with you discussing these programs. My name is Ashley Clark, and I'm an admissions advisor at SUNY Plattsburgh. I'm very thrilled to be joined by 4 currently enrolled students within the School of Business and Economics, as well as an outstanding professor. The School of Business and Economics is internationally accredited by the AACSB. There are only 520 schools in the United States out of 1,200 schools of business that have this accreditation. So we're very proud to have the opportunity to talk to some faculty members and students within this division. I want to quickly congratulate those of you that are participating that have been accepted to SUNY Plattsburgh. I know we have a big group of students participating tonight, so congrats to those of you that have been accepted, and hopefully for those of you that are just starting your search, you'll find this event to be very informative. So before I have our speakers introduce themselves, I want to share some information to get started. This event will primarily be Q&A. While I have questions prepared to ask, I'm really hoping for your participation. You can ask a question live using the chat option, and when the questions come in, I will ask the questions to our panel. The event will end exactly at 8 o'clock, so please feel free to send in questions right away. I also want to mention briefly our information session that we will be hosting on campus for the School of Business and Economics. That event will be on April 9th at 10 a.m., and I will be sure to discuss this event as we close this web session. So without further ado, let's introduce our panel. If Dr. Gaber, you could introduce yourself and talk a little bit about yourself and your experience within this program, and if the students could share their name, hometown, major, and year, I think that would be a great way to kick it off. So go ahead, Dr. Gaber.
Thank you. My name is Mohammed Gaber, and I'm going to be very brief to give you an idea about my educational background. I have certainly the first degree in accounting and financial sciences. I have a master in accountancy, and I have an MBA. I have a master of philosophy, and my doctorate was the major in accounting and 2 concentration, finance and quantitative analysis. I have been teaching for quite a while at this institution, and my passion and love is for teaching and be with the students, seeing them grow, and certainly at the end at the time for their graduation, land a good job.
Thank you. So Molly, if you want to get started.
Hi, my name is Molly Lundgren. I'm a senior here at SUNY Plattsburgh, originally from New Paltz. I have majors in accounting, international business, and business administration with minors in business analysis and global supply chain management.
I'm Amanda. I'm a sophomore here. I'm majoring in international business with a minor in marketing, and I'm originally from the Watertown area.
My name is Jordan. I am a sophomore here. I'm a business administration student, and I am from Greenville, New York.
My name is Bill McLaughlin. I'm a junior. I'm a marketing and MIS major, and I'm from Washington, New York.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So I'll start off with a question for Dr. Gaber. And again, you guys, this event goes until 8, so please feel free to chat in some questions that you have pertaining to the programs that our students are majoring in here, or just any question in general that they can answer, as well as perhaps student life, anything that might be on your mind. So the first question I'll ask Dr. Gaber, do you find that the class sizes at SUNY Plattsburgh allow for you to have a stronger connection with your students?
Well, certainly, for the whole School of Business, regardless of what major you are in, we have 11 majors within the School of Business. The first level and second level courses are between 35 and 40 students. When it gets to 300 and 400 level, will be between 20 and 25. That's, to me, now I know every student, even if you have 40 in class, by the first name, and we deal with each other as partnership in education, and there's no barrier whatsoever. There's a tremendous amount of certainly room for interaction within class and beyond the classroom environment.
Thank you very much. So maybe the students could answer this next question. When you came to Plattsburgh, did you know exactly what major you would declare, or did you change your mind? And why did you select the major that you guys are currently focusing on? Bill, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I came in knowing that I was going to be a marketing major, and then I talked to, I want to be a data analyst. So I was talking to my advisor, and my advisor said if you take 2 more classes, you can add a MIS major to your major, which would market yourself better for when you're looking for a job. So I thought that was a great way that, like, the school business really helped me in the long run.
Awesome.
I came to school knowing I wanted to be in the business department. My parents own their own company, so I always knew I wanted something in the business field. So that's why I chose business administration, because I feel like it's one of the most general ones in the 11 majors that we have. And with the business department, all the classes overlap between majors so much. So I've been taking these first 2 years to decide what I really like, and then I'm going to pick within the other majors.
I actually spent most of my freshman year not knowing what I wanted to do, and I didn't actually become a business major until near the end of freshman year. And for me, it was talking to some teachers and my academic advisor to figure out what I could really see myself doing and what classes I would like.
I actually started out as a math education major, and it wasn't until the second semester of my freshman year that I decided I love math, but I did not want to be a teacher. So I dabbled in some courses in different areas. Then I took an accounting class with a professor here, Dean Steria, whose passion for accounting made me want to take more classes in it. I then met Dr. Gaber, who convinced me to switch to accounting, and then throughout, I declared my other business majors.
Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. So the next question I have for Dr. Gaber, can you talk about the student involvement with on-campus facilities that are part of the division? I know we have a new building. Maybe you can talk about that a little bit, and maybe just other facilities that we have within this division that really help students get more involved in their programs of study.
We have a brand new building. I think, we moved in about 2.5 years ago, and the building is really state-of-the-art in terms of the equipment that's available. And the best thing about the new building, which is hosting the School of Business and Economics and Computer Science, is we have small rooms for students, because when you get to 300, 400 level courses, you have so many projects and groups. And you need a place where you can study, where you can interact, where you can present before you go to the actual presentation when you go to your classroom. So that is a great advantage for us, and certainly there are some of those small rooms are open 24 hours, and some of them you have to make a reservation in order to get in. And one of the rooms is equipped with certainly very good level of technology where you can see your presentation before actually you go to the actual presentation and present it before your faculty and your class.
Thank you. So for students, and I think all 4 of you could answer this one, how accessible are the faculty members within your program? Maybe a standout professor that really sticks out in your mind, or just in general, have you had really good luck with being able to go to your professors and have your questions answered very easily?
So in the accounting department, they are very accessible. I have a relationship with every professor that I have had a class with. Actually, through my professors and Dr. Gaber is how I was able to secure internships and my job placement. So they go out of their way and above and beyond what is expected of your professor, to an advisor, to a friend, to a mentor.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had an issue finding a time to meet with faculty, because even if it's been where I can't come to their office hours, they'll always find a way to work with you. I've never had a teacher say they're not willing to help because the time schedule doesn't work out. There's always a way to work around it.
Same with what you said. I've always been able to meet with them. If they can't get to their office hours, they've always been willing to set up another time to meet, to help me.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing that everyone else is saying, but a lot of teachers will, say you have a presentation, they'll make sure to sit down with you before the class, because the classes are so small, where they have time to meet with every single student before a presentation to, sit down, make sure that, you're going to be able to do it right, and it's very helpful.
Awesome. Dr. Gaber, how do you personally prepare your students for experiential learning opportunities or just success after graduation within the classroom?
Well, the experiential learning or applied learning is certainly a must. I keep track with every graduating major and see if they have done an internship, and in most cases they have done at least one. We have an excellent resource in the School of Business. We have a director of the internship and career opportunities. And what we say in general, if you're looking for an internship, you got it. And you have certainly to have certainly a presentation. You have to meet with the site supervisor, and it's a two-way street. If you like them, you like, what you have an experience at, that will be done either in a regular semester, or we can also talk about the IBM co-op. We have a relationship with IBM for the last 20 years. This type of co-op is mainly for 6 months. You have to work for IBM as a full-time with, they call it pre-staff accountant, and they will pay you very well, between $16,000 and $20,000 for that 6 months. You can take courses while you're doing the co-op. And over the past, I would say, maybe 10 years, we have about 150 students have done the co-op with IBM.
That's awesome. Thank you. And just kind of speaking to what you just talked about with internships, Bill, this is actually a question probably for you. You have a student saying that he's very interested in the MIS program, and they're just wondering if internships are an integrated part of the curriculum, or if they are something the student pursues outside of the program.
Well, the course that I'm in, you need to have an internship it's called a track, and there's 3 different courses that you need to take for that track, and one of the courses in it is an internship.
Awesome. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question, Jesse, so thank you for that question. For some of the students, I want to ask about some of the hands-on opportunities or internships that you've had. And Molly, I know that you've had some internships, and I know Amanda has one coming up. So if the two of you want to maybe share the internships you've had, and just maybe talk about how you got those internships, if they were challenging or if it was very easy working with the faculty.
Absolutely. So I had my internship last summer at GlobalFoundries. The last semester of my junior year, I was kind of freaking out a little bit because I hadn't started an internship yet, and I talked to my advisor, Dean, and to Dr. Gaber, who went out and they found a contact. We have some alum that work at the company I was at, and they were able to secure a spot that I could apply for. So I went for the interview. I got the offer, and my internship was last summer, and it was an amazing experience. It just reaffirms all the love that you have. Like, it's actually hands-on experience of what you learn in the classroom. Like, it made me feel, okay, what I'm doing is for a reason. Like, I'm going to be confident and successful when I get out. And the application just went out again. So there's 3 students, I believe, that applied for it, and they're talking to me now about how do I prepare for this interview so that we can keep the Plattsburgh going through GlobalFoundries.
Mine I actually haven't done yet. I'm going to be starting it in the summer as an international sales rep internship as an international business major. And the main thing I'm looking forward to that is, like, the more I've read about the description of it, it's very relevant to all my classes and interests. And going along with what Molly said, I'm just hoping that that really is what secures my interest in my major.
Thank you very much. I think for Bill and for Jordan, can you guys maybe talk about what the benefits are to these experiential learning opportunities, whether or not you've had an internship, just talking about getting that hands-on involvement. Obviously, you're in the classroom, you're taking classes, you're taking exams, but having that experience outside, what are those benefits, do you think?
I think that the hands-on benefits would be, it's more of like on-the-job training instead of in the classroom training. You get definitely a better grip on what you're going to be doing once you graduate instead of just like learning the material, doing the projects, more of like on-hand like learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's just a lot different from being in the classroom and just watching and like practicing and then actually doing it. So
makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A comment on the internship, right now, and I'm only one faculty, I sponsored 23 internships. And 2 of them are at IBM, one is a local accounting firm, and 20 are doing what we call the volunteer income tax program, which is they have to be certified, they have to take a course in taxation from the accounting point of view, and they have to pass an exam done by the Internal Revenue Service. Once they are qualified, then they will certainly be able to prepare taxes, file taxes online for the people in the community. And just, the stat from last year, they were able to help people who brought to the local economy more than $5 million. and that's a great contribution. Give them the confidence, that, yes, we learned that in a classroom, but this is what it is. I have filed, one of the students said that so far I have filed 120 tax returns for people, and it's a great volunteer work. We give them one credit for it, but tremendous amount of confidence inside. They say, I have my degree, I have my actual real experience.
Absolutely, and it's also a nice thing that we can offer to the community. I think that just shows our ties with the community and the relationship that we have with our students and with the community. So thank you for that. Dr. Gaber, if you could talk about some relationships that you've been able to develop with your students, and if you have any success stories that really stand out in your mind.
With the current students or the alumni?
Whatever. If you have maybe one that just really stands out, maybe someone you worked with over 4 years, and just anything that really sticks out.
Well, let's go back to the small class size, and the reason I'm really attached and connected to the alumni since I first came to SUNY Plattsburgh, I keep track with 1,200 alumni, and they are all successful. Even if they have, let's say, a job after they graduate that's not the job that they want or looking for, after 3-4 years, they will get into, the job that really they want and, cruise up from there. For the alumni is really the networking that you do, and they come back to campus, either for recruiting or just for going to classes and tell them, how did I start in Plattsburgh? What is my experience? Where I am right now, and how can I help? And we do a couple of trips a year, one to Boston, one to New York City, and every time we go and meet with the alumni, we have students from SUNY Plattsburgh. They are currently in the system. They see the people who graduated from here, and that's the best interaction that you will ever have.
Absolutely. Thank you. So we had a few questions come in. One was a question, did the classes help prepare them for the internships they have been in and now make them comfortable to take a job? Amanda, do you want to maybe answer that question? Or actually, sorry, Molly, well,
yeah.
Both of you can.
I was going to say, some of my classes I know prepared me mainly for internships a lot, too. That was something I didn't really have experience with prior to coming to Plattsburgh, but a lot of teachers actually do work on your public speaking skills and making sure that you are prepared and you know what to expect. I've had that in several of my business classes, actually.
The classes definitely give you the foundation that you need for your internship. I mean, without my classes, I wouldn't have known anything about accounting, and you need that for the internship. But I find that the internship gives you the skills you need to succeed in your classes, because it teaches you then this is what you're actually going to be applying what you're learning to, so you're more willing to put in the effort to learn it.
Good answers, guys. So another question came in talking about average class size, and I know that Dr. Gaber kind of touched on that, but maybe, Jordan or Bill, if you could talk about your class sizes and if you found that they were too overwhelming or if you found that they were a good fit for you.
I come from a very small town. Like, our classes in high school were 20 students, if that. So the classes here are pretty much about the same. I've had classes that were bigger classes that were like gen eds for every student that needs to take them, range from around like 50 students, but then I've also had small classes around 15 to 20 students, small enough where your professor knows your name.
Yeah, definitely. The small classes definitely help because, one, what we were talking about with the professors, you can always talk to the professor if you have any problems. And also, just like the smaller classes make it so much easier to concentrate and, do better, because my brother he went to Buffalo's, and all those classes were like 100 people at least in each lecture hall, and he said that, like, he wouldn't go to class because the teachers wouldn't know, and, like, it was just a lot easier to, do better.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the other questions that came in was our 4-year graduation rate. I'll just quickly answer that. We are 96% placement into a career and or graduate school 6 months after graduation. Another question that came in that I think maybe Dr. Gaber would be able to answer, what jobs can you attain from an economics major or a business major? at SUNY Plattsburgh, and how does Plattsburgh go about helping their grads find jobs? So I know this person asked specifically about economics. We don't have an economics student here, but we do have business administration. But as a faculty member who's been there for quite some time, maybe talking about how your department specifically helps students find jobs.
Well, certainly I can talk about accounting, but also in general, we are very well connected with the employers within the community and also with the alumni, so we can expand, And we have 2 career fairs, and each one will have at least, maybe between 100 and 120 employers. And you have a variety of different things, finance, economics, international business, global supply chain, the MIS, and students certainly, they're looking for a job or looking for an internship, they can go, they have their resume ready, and they can talk to the people who are representing those companies that are coming to our school and our college, and hopefully they will land a job. For me in accounting, a placement is not really hard, it's very easy, and I look at every graduating class, and I know who got a job, who's still in the market. And I take those people who are still in the market and get in touch with the alumni in different locations and say, here it is. It's a quality that you certainly look at it. If you have a need in your company, please give them a chance for the first interview. Once they get to the interview, the door is open.
Awesome. I think that answers both of those questions, so thank you. For the students, and if all of you could maybe share just something short, what lessons or skills have you developed as a student here at SUNY Plattsburgh that you think are really going to assist you as you move towards graduation? Obviously, one of you is very close to graduation, but for those of you that are still in the process, maybe some of the things, whether it's in or outside of the classroom, that you've learned.
So Plattsburgh has taught me a lot. I mean, I'm in my last semester of 4 years here. Most importantly, it's the ability to ask for help and the importance of developing relationships. I mean, the saying is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Plattsburgh absolutely teaches you what you need to know, but it also teaches you how to learn to get to know people. I mean, I don't think that I would be as successful if it wasn't for the people that I met here, the professors and the students and the connections that I made, but it also gave me the confidence to say, if I was struggling in the class, I'd go ask the professor, can you help me with this? And then through that, I was able to develop the relationship with them.
I think one of the best skills I developed was a public speaking skill. A lot of my classes are presentation-based, and it really is true. Just the more you do it, you get used to being in front of people and talking. And as business majors, that's something you might have to do. You're probably going to have to do at some point, is pitch an idea to someone and be able to do it confidently. So I think that's something I've definitely gained from a lot of my classes.
I would say one thing I gained is time management skills, whether it's like managing schoolwork, your job, your social life, everything. There's a lot that goes on here, and being able to timely manage it is important. I've learned a lot from that.
I was going to say the same thing. Time management is one of the biggest things that I've learned. When I first started when I was a freshman, I wasn't very good at time management, and you begin to learn, you begin to get into a routine where you figure out, you can't do this because you have to do this homework this night or you have to study, but you just have to learn.
Good advice, guys. The next question that came in, what kind of internships or job placement opportunities are available for students in the Global Supply Chain Management program? I know a few of you have experience within that. And I just know a few years ago it was 100% job placement from that major into a position. So I know it's a new and upcoming major, maybe not new, but just to people discovering what it actually is. For those of you that have experience, direct connection with Global Supply Chain Management, if you could speak to that.
So I have a minor in Global Supply Chain Management. For a little while last semester, I was debating declaring it as a major, but there wasn't enough time left in my schedule to take the classes that I needed. It definitely, I believe it's still 100% job placement to this day. I know at the Career Fair there's internships with Target that are incredibly successful. I want to say Amazon comes as well. So the students that I know who are in that major absolutely love it.
Dr. Gaber, do you know anything that you can maybe share with students interested in that division?
Well, the good thing about the global supply chain, I think we are, unless, some other schools have it, we are the only undergraduate global supply chain in the whole SUNY system. And they are certainly, small size, classes, and the global supply chain having all major courses within business. They will have the economics, they will have the marketing, they will have the management, and then the specialty in global supply chain, give them a lead, to get a job and to get it quickly. So we can't really keep up with the demand on the global supply chain graduates.
I guess if I went back to school, I'd probably declare that as my major. But, and for those of you that are asking questions about student life, I don't even think that I'm forgetting you at all, but we are just right now just talking a lot about academics, and I'm going to shift gears very soon to student life. So hold tight for those of you that are asking those questions. The next question that came in pertaining to this division, what's the difference between business administration and international business? And I know we have business admin and we have international business, so maybe could you define your major, Jordan, and then could you define your major, Amanda?
Business administration is more of the management end, I'd say. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's the management end. But in, my degree works, I can take, up to 12 credits of elective, which you can pick, any business classes. So I think you can move around a lot more with that.
General.
Yeah, more general.
Okay.
International business is a lot more globalization focused, and really how do you do business in the U.S. versus how do you do it in Europe, or how do you make your business successful if you want to operate in other countries, and just how the whole world is connected, I guess, from the business field perspective.
That's awesome. So, and I think I've always, too, explained it to students, business administration is a really great, general, broad program if you're interested in the overall, and then we offer, other programs within business that really allow students to really get specific on their areas like accounting or MIS or international business. So, great. Yes, please.
I have majors in business administration and international business. So what's great about SUNY Plattsburgh is every business major has to take core business classes that are the foundation of the business administration major. And from there, it's 3 or 4 extra classes to do international business, or 3 or 4 extra classes to do marketing. So you can have, I have 3 majors and 2 minors, and I'm graduating in 4 years. So what's great is if you have interest in many areas, you can pursue them all.
And Dr. Gaber, do you find that happens a lot? I hear stories like that of 4 majors, and to me that's just overwhelming.
But at least from my side of the accounting, at least 2 majors and very common 3.
Okay.
The accounting and certainly the business administration. But generally, we have in a school of business, because we are accredited, the school is accredited, and the accreditation say that you have to have a common core. Any students coming out of the school of business, they will have a common body of knowledge. So regardless of accounting or international business or marketing or entrepreneurship, they have to have that. And then the good thing about the business degree, you have an option. You have 4 courses, and if you like certain area, you can concentrate those 4 courses in that certain area. For accounting, is a more structured curriculum, and by taking 2 additional courses, since you have the foundation, you can have a second major in the general business administration.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you. The other question, again, talking about global supply chain, and I think when you mentioned Amazon and Target, that got people kind of interested. Were you saying that was an internship, or was that something they came to actually facilitate the fairs that we offer for positions?
Both.
Both, okay. If you could talk to that, if someone was interested in that.
We have a Target in Plattsburgh that hires every year from the global supply chain major as well as general business majors, because they have many branches. But at our career fair, Amazon and Target both come and recruit students.
That's awesome. So I think that answered that question. And then maybe the last question on global supply, I don't know, but why would you pick SUNY Plattsburgh for this major? What stands out for our program?
It's the only SUNY school that has it as an undergrad, and it's still a very small major. So there's probably 10 to 20 students in each class, and it's hands-on. The professors know you, case studies, research. It's very involved, and there's tons of resources in the area. We have a global supply chain management club that goes on trips to Swarovski, we go to Bombardier.
Bombardier.
Yeah, so we go on trips. There's many places, since we're right on the border of Canada, that have global supply chain aspects to them.
Awesome. So before we shift gears into student life, my last question kind of transitions into it, but obviously you guys are really involved in your program. What are some clubs maybe that you're involved in with your major? We'll talk about student life clubs in a second, but ways that maybe you are involved, Dr. Gieber, in a club perhaps, or for you guys interested in different clubs, how can you get involved in those things within your major that really allow you to meet other students and just kind of network in that way? If you all want to share, or just a few of you, because you have experience. Bill?
I just joined the marketing club, so I don't know
Nice.
that much about it, but I think you
Yeah,
just
I'm in it, so I can-
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually this spring break, we're leaving on Wednesday, actually. We're going to New Orleans for a conference with the marketing club. And our chapter of the SUNY Plattsburgh, we are accredited by the American Marketing Association. And really what we do in that club is we'll practice like real life experience. Some of the people there, they're seniors, so they're starting their internships, and they'll share all with us, all their experiences. I've had people in the club that I go to for resume help just because I know they have really strong resumes. We've practiced interviewing with each other before. So, like, I think, too, you're in a lot of academic clubs. They really just help you ensure that it is what you want to do. And everyone there is so supportive and willing to help you get to your goals.
Awesome.
So I'm the treasurer for the Accounting and Finance Association, which Dr. Gieber is the advisor of. We partner with the Student Managed Investment Fund, which is Stock Market Club is another name for it. And they're both resources. The Stock Market Club is more teaching you how to understand the stock market. We do a simulation game. We're working on getting a software that allows us to do day trading. And then the Accounting and Finance Association is more professionalism, what areas there are in accounting and finance, developing a LinkedIn, networking. And the two clubs collaborate, and we go to a trip that Dr. Gieber was talking about to New York City and to Boston, where we meet professionals, we network, we put all the skills that we learn in the clubs and apply them. And then I'm also in the CEO Club, which is the Entrepreneurship Club. Last weekend we went to Startup Weekend in Albany, where students compete to get funding for their ideas. And it's just every week we're doing a different activity that teaches us how to start our own company and be successful afterwards.
That's awesome. And Jordan, are you in a business club?
I'm not in a club yet.
Okay.
I've been waiting to see like what major I pick to decide what club
Yeah.
to join.
Definitely. And that's awesome, Dr. Gieber, that you're part of a club. I'm sure that's nice to be able to stay connected with students and help in that way.
Very much, and this is one way for the students to know each other,
Yeah.
you know, and learn from each other, you know. But I would like also to talk about the Voices, which is the group of students advise the dean from the student's perspective, not from the faculty perspective. And you are involved in that, and you have a program coming up soon.
Right. I left off Voices. It's the, as Dr. Gieber said, the advisory board to the dean. There's one student for each major in the School of Business that's a representative, and we serve as the voice for our major. So we meet once a week with the assistant dean and the dean and talk about issues or concerns that students may have, ways that we can improve. We're actually having our first annual leadership summit coming up on April 2nd, where 50 students can apply. Well, as mentioned, this one can apply. 50 students are accepted. And there's going to be how to sell yourself, creating a LinkedIn, advanced resume, 5-year plan, like when you get out of college, how to start financing yourself and budgeting and what to do for retirement. And we're having alumni, panelists, current students, professors come and host this so that students in the School of Business can start advancing themselves and preparing for after graduation.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
If you have a second, you know, we have also a couple of informal, you know, we can call them clubs, you know, is mentorship program, student to student. So we have juniors and seniors who are in the system, you know, can advise, you know, or at least, you know, can talk to freshmen and sophomores, especially the people who are coming new to the School of Business, and tell them about, you know, the things that they wish they could avoid. And, you know, we have a couple of meetings every semester. One of our faculty is in charge of that, and we're trying to make it uniform among all the School of Business majors. In addition to that, we have current students to alumni, We get permission from recent alumni, 2 years, 3 years on the job. We get all their information, where they are, how they got the job, if they passed the CPA exam, and we make it available to all students in the program. So they can contact them directly and hear from them about their own experiences.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for all of those that are listening tonight, I don't think there's a way to not be involved in the programs that we offer within the School of Business and Economics. So thank you guys so much for sharing all of the details that we have. I do want to go into a little bit about our student life. We had some questions asking about what the student body is like and just what you guys really think of the overall campus. And just maybe in a quick definition, you know, Dr. Gaber, what do you think of the student campus or the student body on this campus? And then for all of you, you know, what do you really find that stands out?
To be frank with you, I wish I was a student again. You know,
Me too.
this is a lovely environment, it's a very enriching environment and very inviting environment. That's why, you know, when I first came, I interviewed from California to Maine, and I got several offers. You know, what I found in this institution is first of all, the passion for teaching and the relationship between students and faculty as close as possible is what I call partnership in education. There's no difference. In our first class, I always say that there's no difference between you and me. I'm only older than you. That's the only difference. And we will be friends now. We'll be friends after you graduate and maybe 10 years, 20 years after you graduate, if I'm still here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so certainly it's a life that they enjoy, and they create some kind of friendship among themselves and with the faculty, and they come out with an excellent education because we have qualified faculty. We mentioned that the school is accredited, so we have to have what we call, you know, the academically qualified, professionally qualified faculty. Otherwise, they cannot really teach any classes.
Absolutely, yeah. Bill, do you have a synopsis of what you think the student body is like?
Honestly, the thing that I like the most about Plattsburgh and the people here is it feels like home. You can literally go around and talk to anyone, like if you haven't seen somebody walking past you and you said hello to them, you can have a conversation with that person and it won't be weird. Like back home, like if you did that, it would just be weird. But like here, it's like normal.
Well, I guess we're kind of weird here.
No, but it's not weird here. It's like, it just feels like home. Everyone's very
I like
friendly.
that.
I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because as soon as I came and visited the school, I kind of got like a sense of belonging. Like I felt like I could spend the next 4 years here and call it home. And to this day, I still feel the same way, I always tell people that every time I take the exit to come here, like I get this feeling in my stomach of like excitement, like yes, like get to come back.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Mine was like a similar story to Jordan's too, where I just like knew Plattsburgh was where I belonged. I'm from a very small town, and Plattsburgh's similar too in that aspect, where it's a little community, and it really is like a whole community. You see everyone here, you can say hi to anyone, and like all the group of people I met too have just been great. Like my friends from freshman year, we're all still very close. You meet people in your classes that you add to your friend group. Like just wherever you go, it's easy. Like Bill said, you just say hi to anyone, you can be friends.
Plattsburgh is actually the only school I applied to. That's how much I really liked it here. One of the things that attracted me most was we're top rated for our international program. So we have a very large body of international students here. I actually worked in the Global Education Office, so I got to meet all of them firsthand. But we also have a great study abroad experience, which I knew I wanted to do. So in your own classes, especially in business, there's a very large mix of people from all over the world, all over New York, all over the U.S., and then you have the chance to go and switch places with them and say, oh, I was just in your home country, let's share some stories. So it's home for anyone, no matter where you come from.
Good answers, guys. And speaking of study abroad, I know a few of you have, well, you were talking to me earlier about it, so maybe you can share some of those opportunities. I know you can talk about, like, the logistics of how to do it all, but can you maybe talk to those experiences a bit more?
So I studied abroad in the fall of my junior year. I went to Chester, England, and I think it should be a requirement for all students to study abroad because you learn so much about yourself. Like, you are literally on your own in another country with no contact in the beginning, at least, with anyone else, because you have to figure out how to get a phone and everything. And it challenges you, it teaches you about diversity, it teaches you to be aware of other people's cultures and how to respect that, which is crucial if you're an international business or just business in general major. So it was an amazing experience.
Great.
I actually haven't studied abroad yet, but I'm planning on doing it next semester in the fall. And it was actually a program through Plattsburgh that ended up matching perfectly. I can learn Spanish while at the same time studying international business. And so for me, that was just such a great fit. I have the Spanish minor too, so I've been learning that forever, along with taking international business classes. I'm just like looking forward to it so much. And it was such an easy process too. Like the GEO office, I was there so much, like working with them, making sure I had everything submitted.
That's awesome.
I've applied to go to the same school that she wants to go to in the fall, but I want to do it in the summer. I don't have enough credits where I feel like I could take a whole semester off from school and go, so I'm going to do it during the summer. I think studying abroad is important for all students, but I especially think it's important for business students. In almost every one of my classes this semester, in the beginning, they talk about the importance of studying abroad and how it, like, betters your job opportunities after college.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would love if it was a requirement. It's just so wonderful to be able to travel.
Yeah, and a lot of, I feel like professors say, like, if they could go back, that's one of the things they'd want to do. And, like, I don't want to look back and be like, wow, I wish I had done that.
Yeah.
Like, we have the opportunities to do it, so.
Definitely, you're taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's great. Bill, another question came in about Greek life, and I know that you're in a fraternity. If you could maybe talk about that. For those of you that are curious, about 13% of our students are part of Greek life. Maybe you can share what your fraternity is, how you got involved, why you love it.
I'm in the Chi Phi fraternity. We are very active on campus. We do community service, which is like very rewarding. We do philanthropy events, which raises money for different foundations. And overall, it's just a great experience. You meet people that are going to be with you at your wedding. Like, you know that like these people are going to be your friends for life. And you know, along the way, you do a lot of great things.
Thank you. Yeah. One of you was also.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm a sister of Alpha Phi International Sorority. So I came to college knowing I wanted to join Greek life. I wanted to have like a sense of belonging on campus and be able to be involved not only on campus but in the community. And being a part of Greek life, I feel like gives you those opportunities. I would have never been able to like, well, you can do it, but I don't think I would have had the incentive to do it. I would have never done community service. I would have never like done weekly events. Like, I just feel like it's a way to like get you out of your room and get involved on campus. And like, I've met so many people from it. Like, anywhere you go, you see a familiar face.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask, you know, do you have to be a part of it? Do you feel it's overwhelming? I think the percentage of students that are part of it, it's nice because you'll see people with their jackets and you'll see the letters, and if you want to be a part of it, you absolutely can be, but if you're not wanting to be a part of it, it's not overwhelming. So I think it's a really good mix of students that are part of different clubs and organizations that we have here, which again speaks to the diversity that we have on our campus. I love this next question about the snow because I just find it humorous that it was like 70 degrees yesterday and people still think we live in igloos in Plattsburgh. So I think maybe a few of you can talk to this weather. I mean, what did you think maybe when you came to Plattsburgh? Were you expecting a lot of snow? Were you pleasantly surprised? Molly, if you want to share.
So I came here when we had one of the worst winters. It's gotten mildly warmer every year since I've been here. It must be global warming, I don't know. It does get really cold here, but we don't get as much snow as I anticipated. I know other city schools like Oswego have whiteouts all the time, and that's what I thought it was going to be since we are North Country, and it's not. And there's never really far that you have to walk to on campus. I mean, the furthest walk I've ever done is about 8 minutes. So the cold is not unbearable, and then when it's warm, it's beautiful. Like, you're not sweating. It's nice. I mean, yesterday was 70 and people were already wearing shorts.
Yes, we get really excited when the sun comes out.
Yeah.
So I actually do love winter. I am from like a snowbelt area. So if you're one of the rare people like me though too, I just want to talk, like there is Whiteface Mountain an hour away from us, and it's so easy to carpool there with people. I actually just went, I think it was like 2 weekends ago. There's just so many opportunities too. You always see like people ice skating out in the pond. That's a lot of fun too. So if you do like the snow, there are opportunities for you still. And like, I don't know, we're in like a really great area for winter where it's not like we get bombarded with snow, but in like less than an hour drive, you are at Whiteface Mountain.
Yes, there's definitely a lot of activities you can be a part of, but if you don't want to be part of it, know, so you can avoid it as well. The other question that I wanted to ask was just the way of getting involved in different clubs, and maybe if you could share one of your favorite things that you're a part of just totally separate from academics, you know, just a club that really stands out that makes the campus unique that you want to share. I know all of you are probably really involved people, and so I don't know if we have time for you to go through the list of things you actually do, but something that's just really fun that you love being a part of on the campus. Dr. Gaber, if you wanted to share, you know, if there's something that you just really love to be a part of here on the campus, that would be great.
Yeah, and certainly the club activity is not about academics. It's about, you know, leadership, you know, and the one thing that I hear from either alumni or the people who are recruiting at the top accounting firms is mainly leadership, because they know you got a degree, we know what are the courses, but what else you have done. So when you say leadership, what you have done that, you know, in that leadership, and that includes volunteer work and all kind of things that you do outside the classroom. I'm advising this club. We started it about 30 years ago and started by students, not by me. They said that we would like to have something outside the classroom. We listen to you all the time. We need to see something different. And since then, you know, we are venturing a variety of different things. So I'm not sure what, you know.
No, that's, I like that answer. No, thank you. I mean, for you guys, is there something that you're a part of outside of, you know, academics that you really like? I know we have a ukulele club on campus. I don't know if any of you are part of that, but maybe something you just really like to do.
One of my favorite things is the intramural sports. I do intramural flag football and intramural softball. Both of them are very fun. It's very easy to sign up for a team. You just sign up on the website. But yeah, they have like intramural field, so it's pretty fun.
I think SUNY Plattsburgh is a good school to get involved at because we have so much going on. If you want to be involved here, you can. I would say just walk around like the ACC and see all the flyers and go to a meeting. Like, put yourself out there. Get involved.
Yeah, we also have, like, at the beginning of every semester, a huge involvement fair, too, where every club has, like, a little booth displaying that goes for academic and just other clubs on campus. They all go and, like, showcase what they have, and you can just walk around there and talk to people. Even now, it's like, oh, we have that club on campus? Like, there's just so many.
Yeah, and if there's not a club that you're, like, interested in, you can make your own club here.
Ukulele club.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? What about you, Mom?
What they all said, absolutely nailed on the head. I mean, I used to be part of we have a Plattsburgh State fishing team, which I didn't know were actually nationally ranked. So there's literally something for everybody. And like Jordan said, if there's not something that piques your interest, if you have enough people that you know that want to do it, you can start your own club too.
Absolutely. So the big thing that we really want to talk about towards the end of this event is for you guys to visit campus. And I know talking to a few of you, you definitely would encourage these students to visit. Maybe if you could talk about, you know, why you would encourage students to visit, what it's like getting on campus and really seeing it, and, you know, why, again, would you encourage them to get on the campus and see it for themselves?
Well, campus is very beautiful, especially around now. Upcoming when they're gonna have the fountain running again with the. I forgot what I was gonna say. But also, I mean, you could have me as your tour guide, and also just meeting the people here. You have a chance to meet the professors, who are very, very helpful. And the campus is beautiful.
I encourage you guys all to come because I don't think like the internet gives you like the best view of like what goes on here. I knew I looked at a couple schools and I was like, wow, I think I'm going to really like that place. And then you get there and you're like, wow, I can't see myself going here. Like when you come here, you're going to know like this is the place for me. So I encourage you to come.
Yeah, I had like the same cliche college moment as Jordan where you really do. You step on campus and you're just like, I feel like I could belong here, fit here. And it is something you can read about it online all you want or do these web sessions, but when you're actually on campus and you talk to the faculty and you talk to other students, it's just such a great experience.
What everyone else said, I mean, it's important that you go and you know. I mean, like I said before, this is the only school I applied to because I knew it was the only one that I wanted to go to. So getting on campus, seeing not just what the campus is about, but what the town is about, what there is going on in the community, outside of the campus, like what your opportunities are, seeing where you're going to eat, seeing where you're going to study, seeing where you're going to sleep. Like, this is going to be the next 4 years of your life. You need to make sure that you're comfortable and happy where you are.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of the students will say that too. I mean, you can see all the pretty pictures and the pamphlets and online, but until you get on the campus and actually see for yourself, you know, you really don't know what the institution really feels like and looks like. So, awesome, thank you.
I feel like the town that we're in too, like just to add up that, like
Yeah.
that really made sense to me. Like when I came here, like everything's right here. I went and visited schools where like you had to drive like a half an hour to get to like a Walmart for something small you would need. Like we have a lot here
Yeah.
that you wouldn't see.
You like walk to Walmart.
Yeah.
Walk into Walmart, yes. Last few questions that came in, how's the food and what's the dorming situation like? I know, Bill, you live off campus. Did you always live off campus?
No, well, when you first come in, I would suggest definitely being in a freshman dorm because that's where you'll meet all your friends. And yeah, you pretty much just meet all your friends freshman year in the freshman dorm. If not, you can meet them anywhere else, but that's where I met my friends, like kids I live with right now that were on my floor freshman year.
And you can live off, you have to live on campus your first 2
Yeah.
years, but unless you're in community distance, but after that point, like Bill, you can decide to live on or off campus. But food-wise, living on campus, are you guys happy with it?
Yeah, I mean, I've chose to live on campus all 4 years, which is pretty rare. Most students, when they hit their their senior year, they're like, all right, time to get our apartment, cook our own food. But there's a ton, I mean, what is there, 8 dining halls on campus that you can use?
There's always
Yeah.
you'll find something you like anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
some of the academic buildings too even have places, like my favorite place is a bagel shop inside one of the academic buildings. And I basically live in that building anyways, so for me it's just, that's where I always go and eat, and I just love it. Like, it doesn't get old.
Absolutely. So I hope that answered the question about dorming and food. And the last thing that I do want to ask you guys is if you could give a piece of advice to students as they're searching for schools or they've already been accepted and they're maybe trying to figure out what school should I pay my deposit to. What's like one piece of advice that you would offer? Maybe just go straight down the line. Molly, if you want to start.
Make the most of it as soon as you get here. I know a lot of students succumb to not really putting in effort their freshman year and just living it out like it's your first year in college. Make sure that you make every day count, meet your professors, make relationships with them, pay attention to your academics, but still have fun.
I think one of the things I was most afraid of with college was, like, in my head, it's like you're committing to a school, I'm going to be here all 4 years, and I need to pick a major that I like. But it's really not as stressful as you think looking back, and I know that's something you don't experience until you're here in this position. But really just, like, take it slowly day by day, like, enjoy it while you have it, because it's not as hard as everyone makes it seem. Like, picking a school, you really just have to feel, this is where I think I belong, and, like, when it comes to picking your major, this just represents my interest and what I want to do.
All I have to say is dream big and don't let anybody tell you can't do anything.
What exactly was it?
If you could give them a piece of advice just from transitioning from high school to college or from a 2-year college to maybe a 4-year college, what would a piece of advice be, Bill?
I would say time management, learn how to do laundry, and make a lot of friends.
And Dr.
Also,
go
another
ahead, yes.
Another thing that I get on tours a lot is that you can bring your cars freshman year.
Yes. That is a big thing for a lot of people. So yes, you can have your car on campus, but you do have to pay the price, obviously, but you can absolutely have that. Dr. Gray, would you have a piece of advice that you'd want to offer to students?
I want to just make a comment. You know, if you look at SUNY Plattsburgh, the mission, the number one thing, and it's only a couple of words, is student success. And everything underneath comes, you know, the student, the faculty, we are all together. We tell you from the first day you come here that you have to work hard. We will work with you. We learn from you, but you have also to do your job from the first day. And one thing that distinguished this institution maybe from others is the first day you come to campus, to School of Business, you will have a faculty advisor in your discipline. And it's not just, you know, telling you what courses to take. Anybody can do that. It will tell you what is ahead. You know, even if you are a freshman or sophomore, think about 1 year later, an internship, a job opportunity, where you want it to go after you finish your degree. And I forgot to mention one thing about one of the club, which is NABA, National Association of Black Accountants. And the name does not mean that all black students are the membership. Is all certainly, students. They have equal opportunity to be in that. And it is an amazing national organization. We are only, the second school within SUNY Binghamton and SUNY Plattsburgh. We have a chapter here officially established a year ago. It's under the leadership of one of our accounting faculty. We have finance, we have MIS, we have international business, and they get an amazing opportunity for job and for internship, and you name it, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, all the big accounting firms, IBM. So it will lead to different things that you would never imagine. You could even talk to a CEO of IBM and face-to-face.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Well, that concludes our School of Business and Economics web session. Thank you so much for participating in this event, and we hope that you will consider visiting our campus for the information session that we have on April 9th. I did put that up on the slide for you guys to see. This session will include the opportunity to visit campus. You'll go on a tour. You may even have one of these students as your tour guide. We'll have a panel similar to this, and you'll also have the opportunity to actually go to an academic breakout session where you're actually hearing from the professors from that program. So it's an absolute, great opportunity for you to get on campus and see everything for yourself. And again, that's on April 9th at 10 a.m. You can find information for registration at http://www.backslash/admissions/SBE-visit.php, and again, that's on the screen. I probably won't read that again because it's very long, so I apologize for that. And please also note that we're offering a few other web sessions over the next few months, and you can always find those sessions right online at plattsburgh.edu/admissions/online-sessions/. Again, that's on the screen to make it much easier for you. So thank you again so much for participating, and hopefully we will see you on campus. Have a great night, and please complete the brief survey when you log out. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. Thanks, and best of luck with everything.